Hi and welcome to NPP's Building Blocks, where today we're going to look at property investment, why we believe it is the greatest asset class and exactly where you should be investing your money. So welcome guys. With this Building Block series, we aim to give you all of the basic information that you need to start on your property journeys and building your portfolios. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Mike Aspinall. I am the CEO of the NPP Group and founder. I'm also, more importantly, a property investor and developer now for the last 7 and a bit years. We've built around a £7 million value portfolio in that time, consisting of buy-to-let, social housing, HMOs, apartments, shops and office space, all in a rental portfolio. So that's, we buy it, hold it, rent it out, it delivers us cash flow and obviously capital appreciation over time. So that's, I don't tell you that to show off in any way, shape or form. There are many people who've done much more, plenty who've done less. But why I am telling you that is because we want you to know where our opinion in the property market comes from. We've been in it for 7 years. We also develop at the moment our developing pipeline. That's a converting of old unused buildings in and around Yorkshire to create new homes and apartments. Our developing pipeline is around the £8 million gross development value. And as we've said, as the NPP Group founder, the NPP Group has delivered hundreds and hundreds of investors their start and built portfolios for hundreds of investors over time. In 2021 alone, we delivered more than £22 million worth of property. So, as I said, people have done much more, a lot of people have done less, but there's a lot of talk in property. I would always want you guys to know where my opinion comes from, so I can share with you honestly and transparently about property. So the point in today's video is to talk to you about why property is the right asset class for your money and your investing. And we've chunked it down, looked at what is my belief system, probably the 5 reasons that I think it's the best asset class that you could ever invest in, is that it's tangible, it's leverageable, it's insurable, it's got real consistency to it, and you can actually control it. It's controllable. We're going to deep dive into those 5 things, explore them, and hopefully you'll agree with me, property is the place to be. So number 1, tangible. What does that mean? Well, if you look up tangible in the dictionary, it talks something about you can touch it. You can actually go and touch, and it's tangible. So that's the whole thing about safe as houses, bricks and mortar. It's real. You can touch it. You can go. You can kick the door down. You can knock on the door. You can do what you want. When you're investing your money in property, you're actually buying bricks and mortar. When you're investing in the stock market, when you're investing in cryptocurrency, you're not actually, there's no physical being to that investment. That in itself sets property aside from a lot of the other asset classes out there. There's something safe about the fact that you're putting your money into an actual physical object that just makes it safe, hence safe as houses. Point number 2, it's leverageable. Now, what do I mean by leverageable? Okay, well, simply, if you went to the bank and you said, "Hello, Mr. Bank Manager, I want to buy £100,000 worth of stocks and shares today, but would you mind lending me £75,000 whilst I put in 25? They would tell you where to go. But in the property sector, they will lend you 75% of the value of your investment property with you just putting in a 25% deposit. That's leverage. You're leveraging other people's money, the bank's money in this case, so you to control a higher value of asset with only putting in a certain amount of money. That is an absolute game changer, and as far as I'm aware, property is probably the only asset class that you can actually leverage up your investments to gain greater wealth. Okay, number 3, it's insurable. I mean, that is an absolute belter. Again, can you insure your crypto? Can you insure the businesses that you're investing in passively? Can you insure the stock market? I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure you can't. With property, your buy-to-let mortgage provider will pretty much make sure that you insure that property. Investors, we talk about what if. You know, the whole concept of investing is actually financial security, and is much more risk averse than you might believe. The ability to insure your investments is the absolute pinnacle of safety for me. You can play the what if game all day long with property. At the end of the day, your properties will be insured. So the worst comes to the worst, you can claim on insurance. You know, you're talking, you can insure against terrorism, for God's sake, in property investing. So it's a brilliant, safe place. You've really got to go some to lose your money in the property market. Number 4, consistency. It's consistent. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at the capital appreciation in the UK housing market over time, it has consistently gone up. You could say the same about stocks, I believe, but property is the oldest investment class. It's been here forever, and whilst since the Doomsday Book, property has doubled every 10 years. I'm not entirely sure if I think it will keep up that rate of doubling every 10 years, but I certainly think sort of 15, 20, and it's an absolute no-brainer. There's something really safe about the consistency that property has shown for forever and a day now, but also the consistency of cash flow from your properties that are rented out, giving you that residual return from your rent is something that is difficult to manifest in other asset classes. So the consistency that property gives you, not only with capital appreciation, but with cash flow from rent, it's a double-edged sword. It gives us real certainty and consistency in our investments. And number 5, it's controllable. Now there, I mean, again, with crypto, if you're investing passively in the stock market, you have absolutely zero control, unless you're Elon Musk, about the stock and what happens to it. But with property and building your own portfolio, you have a really high level of control. There is lots of different things that you can do with your property portfolio to shift it and change it. Different rental strategies, from buy-to-let to HMO, small multi-lets, holiday lets, service departments, etc., etc. With just one property, you will probably have several options to make that work for you. Of course, you can sell it after a period of time, cash your chips in and do something else. It's quite a controllable asset class. You should have a management agent in place. They can affect, you can affect what is happening in that property much easier than you can affect the stock market or anything. Okay, so I believe there's 1,000,001 reasons why property is a fantastic investment. We've just given you 5, and I think when you pick away at it, they're the fundamental reasons behind it. To recap, it's tangible, it's leverageable, it's insurable, it's consistent, and it's controllable. Those are really back at the basics of property. Why is it such a good investment? That's my belief system. It's working well for me. If you got some value from today, and I hope that you have, please subscribe, like, share, do all that good stuff so we can hit more people with our building blocks. We're going to be here for you to learn the basics of property investment, and we look forward to seeing you soon.